Welcome to Weekly Stuff and Things with Mathew Ruybal. I'm Mathew Ruybal, and it's been a little while since I have been here on the interwebsverse with you because I was very sick. I thought I was dying. I'm still dying, like all of us are dying, but that's a whole different conversation. I'm mostly better-ish, and now I'm back. So I have a lot of stuff to talk about this week, and we might as well just get right to it. People have been asking me a lot lately about how I feel about Star Wars. So let's just get all of this out of the way right now. I'm super stoked for the new trilogy. I think it's great that they're finally going to take all the books and make them legends and do new canon and new fiction. That's awesome. Everything will be on one storyline and we won't have to wonder what's real and what's not anymore. It's great. The other peripheral movie thing that they want to try to do in between each of the years that the trilogy movies are coming out, awesome, bring it on. The more content, the better, I say, because the more content there is, the higher likelihood that some of it will be good. I'm excited about all of it, and I think it's going to be cool. I don't have all this hate and this negative attitude of like, oh, it's going to suck, and J.J. Abrams is going to ruin. A bunch of haters, man. Just shut up. Like, we don't even know what's going to happen. Like, let's just wait, be optimistic, be hopeful. I mean, it could be worse. George Lucas could be making these movies. That's already better. I mean, for Christ's sakes, Lawrence Kasdan, who co-wrote Empire Strikes Back, the greatest Star Wars movie of all time, is co-writing this new film with J.J. Abrams. It's in good hands. Everything's going to be fine. Everybody relax. And yeah, so I'm excited. I'm super excited about the new Star Wars, and I can't wait.
Most impressive.
Thanks, Vader. You're pretty cool, too. So my good friend Scott Labrie, who you can follow on Twitter at @TheLabrie, and you should because he's a very funny guy and very awesome, asked me what my thoughts were after watching the trailer for this upcoming TV show, Gotham, which of course is set way before Batman, and it's focusing on Lieutenant Gordon before he becomes Commissioner Gordon, and all the characters before they become who they become later. And so I watched the trailer, and I looked at it with my eyeballs and heard it with my ear parts, and I can tell you that I have never been less excited about anything. I don't care at all about this show. It's just another cop drama, like, disguised with the trappings of the DC universe. I don't care about Gordon when he was younger. I don't care about the Penguin before he becomes a criminal. I don't. It's hard to say what this is going to be. I could be completely wrong. This might end up being really awesome. But from what I've seen, it's just so... okay, I guess. Do we need more cop shows? If you want to watch a show with a superhero in it or about that universe, watch Arrow, because it's freaking awesome. We're 1 week, as I record this, 1 week away from the Season 2 season finale, and I couldn't be more excited. The last couple episodes have been freaking amazing. The show gets better and better every week. And you can see the progression if you watch Season 1 up through Season 2, how much better the show just keeps getting. So, watch Arrow. And Flash is going to be starting here in a while, and I think it's in good hands. I never thought I would say that about a CW show, but I think it's in good hands, and I'm excited to see the Flash. So, who knew? Green Arrow, like, that's the character I'm excited about, not Batman. But, check out Arrow for sure. Speaking of TV, at the end of June, Falling Skies comes back with Season 4. If you haven't been watching Falling Skies, I highly recommend it. The first 3 seasons are already out. Especially Walking Dead fans, it's the same show. It's just aliens and, written better and acted better, and it's pretty much just better in every conceivable manner, aside from the fact that there aren't zombies. So if it's the zombies you're going for, fair enough. But if you want a solid show about kind of an post-apocalyptic, end-of-the-world, bad guys killing humans thing, Falling Skies. It's excellent, and you should definitely be watching it. As far as other stuff goes, there's a lot of stuff I've missed in the last couple of weeks, but more coming, so much more coming. At the end of May, Watch Dogs is finally going to be coming out, and I'm really excited for this. It's going to be, in my opinion, like the first real big game for this next-gen consoles. I mean, I know we had Assassin's Creed Black Flag, and I know we had Titanfall, and we've had a couple other games, but this is like the first real big first-person, kind of story-driven game that we're going to be getting. So I'm really excited for that. I think it's May 27th. I'll be picking it up, and I will let you guys know what I think of it when it comes out. Speaking of games, I have become a complete junkie for QuizUp. If you haven't played this trivia game on your phone or tablet, mobile device, what have you, I highly recommend doing it, and find me. Link to your Facebook, or just search me by name. Mathew Ruybal, and challenge me to some trivia. I'll play against you at any trivia you want. I'm not saying I'll beat you at anything except for Star Wars, but I'll play. I can't stop playing this game, you guys. Play QuizUp, it's awesome. I'm good. This video is kind of older. It came out, I believe, at the end of last year by Ryan and Josh Connolly, the guys from Film Riot. It's called Proximity, and I just finally saw it recently, and I highly recommend checking it out. It's really awesome. What's even more awesome about it is the fact that it's by the guys who do Film Riot. And if you don't know what Film Riot is something else you should check out, especially if you're interested in filmmaking or even just how things are done, special effects and whatnot. These guys have a great show they've been doing for years and years about that very topic. And they're also filmmakers, and so they not only make films and then share them with the community, but they also do great behind-the-scenes stuff and show all of that as well. They don't hide anything from the fans. They want more of us to be like them, go out and shoot stuff, and they want everyone to know how to do it and grow and become better artists. So check out Proximity. It's really awesome. They've got a couple of the films, Tell, and I can't remember the name of the other one, but it's on their website. Check out Film Riot. Excellent stuff. You could say that it's awesome.
Awesome!
Let's talk about movies, because we all know how much I love movies, and I saw a few this week, and I'm looking forward to one coming up. So let's talk about that first. This coming Friday, as I shoot this show, Godzilla's coming out, and I'm still going to try and go see it in D-Box so that I can let you guys know my opinion on the D-Box experience as well as the Godzilla film. That having been said, as far as things I have seen recently, two films I'd like to talk about really quickly. Spiderman 2, I went and saw that this last week with a good buddy of mine, and I also today just watched a film called Blue Ruin. Let's start with Blue Ruin. So Blue Ruin, if you haven't heard of this, it's a film by a guy named Jeremy, and I'm probably going to say this wrong, I believe it's French, Saunier. As from what I read, he funded this with like a crowdfunding sort of situation, which is all the rage right now, and it's a revenge film. It's a very scaled down, very minimalist revenge film, not like Taken with lots of extra bullets and crazy car chases and stuff. It's a lot more tense, and it's a lot more personal, and it's a little bit slower paced. The cinematography was wonderful. I loved the color palettes they chose. A lot of the shots they used were excellent. The lead actor, Macon Blair, I believe is his name, did a phenomenal job in this film. It's only an hour and a half long. It's a quick watch. It's a standout film, I think, in the revenge genre. It's done really well critically. It won an award at Cannes, where it premiered. And if you can get a hold of it, I highly recommend checking it out. I believe it's on video on demand and on iTunes. Blue Ruin. If you like revenge flicks, I would highly recommend checking it out. And now I'd like to talk about Spider-Man 2. It is currently, last time I checked, I actually just checked a second ago, 54% rotten on Rotten Tomatoes. This is going to be an interesting conversation because I know some of you have seen this now that it's been out for a couple weeks, and for those of you who haven't, hopefully this is helpful. I'd like to preface by saying that I don't like critics as much as I share my opinion and critique things. I generally don't like critics at all, especially the ones that work for these big name, like the New Yorker and the Atlantic, just to name a couple specifically out of random. I just pulled those ones out of the air for no particular reason at all that I'll explain in a second. I don't like them because a lot of critics just say stuff that sounds flowery and pretty, and it's like basically them saying like, look at how pretty I can make my words. Don't listen to what I'm saying because I'm not really saying anything. I'm just making myself look awesome. It's called being pedantic, which is funny because that means you're trying to sound smart, and it's a word that sounds like you're trying to sound smart. Anyway, I'd like to share with you the little blurb. So like I'm on my tablet here on the Flickster app, and on Rotten Tomatoes they have the little blurbs, right? And you can click through and read the entire review. So this is the blurb that Anthony Lane from the New Yorker said about Spider-Man 2. Despite the efforts of Electro, the franchise is running shockingly low on juice. Really? That's... okay. Christopher Orr from The Atlantic's blurb. About the best thing one can say about this fiasco is that Webb, the director, has taken only 2 films to reach the same exhausting endpoint that Raimi required 3 to achieve. It's progress of a sort. Well, aren't you cute with your words? They didn't really say anything about the film or why the film wasn't good, according to them, just that, they can write flowery prose. I'm not attacking these guys just because I liked this movie and I disagree with what they've said, but mainly because what they say most often is substanceless and just fluffy. And to me, that's stupid. If you want to talk about whether something's good or not, discuss why or why not. That's the important thing here. I really liked Spider-Man 2. It was 2 hours and 22 minutes long, and what it made me think of immediately was Thor, the first Thor. After seeing Thor, I thought, man, that was all right, but man, it could have used another 20 minutes of runtime. It could have used a little bit more time to flesh out some of the sequences and scenes that would have given a little more body to the characters, a little more depth to the scenes. And that's all it needed, just to kind of flesh it out. And this movie, in Amazing Spider-Man 2, to me, did that. They took the time to spend with the characters and with these sequences, not just the action, but a lot of the dialogue scenes, to kind of share character moments that needed to be fleshed out. Otherwise, they would have seemed thin, and they wouldn't have worked. They would have fallen flat. And to me, they didn't fall flat. They felt honest. They felt good. They didn't hold your hand and walk you along like, this is what you need to see, people. It was just done. It was simple, but there was enough of it that you got the idea, and then they moved on without it being too thin, and I really liked that. On top of the fact that the action was awesome, I think Mark Webb does action very, very well, especially with Spider-Man. He has this way of capturing the way that the web crawler moves, and the wall crawler, sorry, and it's unique and interesting, and it feels organic in the way that he would actually, swing around and fly around. I also want to point out that I saw it in 3D, and I will officially, right now, those of you out there who are watching this that know me, get ready, because I'm going to do this. I'm going to eat my words. I have said for years and years that I don't like 3D. I hate 3D, and I will not sign off on 3D until I see a movie and I say, man, that would have been so much better in 3D, or man, I'm so glad I saw this in 3D as opposed to 2D. I'm so glad I saw this movie in 3D, in real D. It was excellent. The 3D that we had back home in my hometown of Yakima, Washington is terrible. It's probably the cheapest that the Mercies can buy, because they suck and they don't care about you as a moviegoer. But if you've seen anything in Real D or the other couple of formats that are out there, it's excellent. So much better. It's infinitely better. And I enjoyed this movie in 3D so much. I'll see it again in 2D, but I'm just absolutely glad that I saw it in 3D. I will say that the only way to really see things in 3D is in the biggest house that you possibly can, at a decent viewing distance, with like a lot of loud sound. That's the best way. If you have to sit in a small theater and watch it, it just isn't the same. But I really enjoyed this movie. I'd like to know what you guys thought if you've seen Spider-Man 2. I liked it. I liked just about everything about it. I thought Andrew Garfield's freaking amazing. Emma Stone, what is there to say about Emma Stone? God, Emma Stone. I want to share your thoughts with me. Let me know what you thought of Amazing Spider-Man 2. I'd like to discuss it a little further. If you have any questions about what I thought more specifically about the film, hit me up on Facebook or on YouTube and ask me, and I will be glad to discuss the film with you. I really liked it. I would recommend going out and seeing it. And that's basically all for this week. I know a lot of stuff happened and I missed it. Oh no, there's one more thing I want to say. Here's a question for you. Pharrell. I don't get it. I don't get it. He did the song at the end of Spider-Man. That's on the soundtrack. It's terrible. He rhymes a bunch of things, but there's no rhythm or cadence to any of it, and it's it wasn't good. It was just him trying to figure out how to write rhymey sentences that didn't flow in any way, shape, or form. And I think it was supposed to be impressive, but mostly it was what is this crap? I'm sorry, I don't get it. And I'm not hating necessarily, but please tell me, what is the big deal with this guy? I am not impressed. Also, he looks like the guy from the Curious George books with the hat. I don't get it. That's pretty much it now that I've vented about stuff and things. I don't have any inspirational words for you today. Just don't get sick. Getting sick sucks, and it's all in here, and it's coffee and gross. I don't like it. Hopefully I will be back next week. I've been picking up a lot of projects lately, so I'm pretty busy, and I don't know if I'll be able to do this every week from now on, but I will try. And it's good to be back. Thank you for watching, and I will hopefully see you guys next week. Wait.
You underestimate the power of the dark side.
Inspirational words if I've ever heard them.